In 2020, when planes were grounded worldwide and airlines were losing money every single day, just letting jets sit on the tarmac, one part of their business was still making billions. Not a little money. Billions, while planes didn't fly at all. It wasn't cargo. It wasn't government bailouts. It was something so ordinary you probably have one in your wallet right now. By the end of this video, you'll never look at your airline miles card the same way again. Let's get into it. Airlines are, on paper, a brutal business. Thin margins, insane fuel costs, planes worth hundreds of millions sitting idle if anything goes wrong. For decades, the joke in finance was that if you handed an airline CEO $1 billion, the smartest thing they could do with it was set it on fire. You'd lose less money. So here's the mystery. During the pandemic, when Delta's flight revenue collapsed by over 90%, the company didn't go bankrupt. American Airlines didn't either. United didn't either. All three took government aid, sure, but they also did something else that quietly kept the lights on. They borrowed money against something they owned that had nothing to do with airplanes. What was it? Delta, at one point during the pandemic, took out a loan using its loyalty program, Sky Miles, as collateral. Not planes, not real estate, a rewards program. And here's the detail that made analysts sit up. That loan valued the Sky Miles program alone at somewhere north of $20 billion. For comparison, the entire airline, planes, routes, gates, everything, Delta's total market value at points during that period was hovering not too far above that number. Let that sink in for a second. The loyalty program, the thing that gives you a free flight after enough points, was by itself worth close to as much as the entire airline. So who's paying for all this? You're not buying $20 billion worth of flights with your miles. Someone else is footing the bill. But who? Here's the mechanism, and it's genuinely clever. Airlines don't really make their loyalty money from flyers. They make it from banks, specifically from co-branded credit cards, the Delta Sky Miles Amex, the United Explorer card, that kind of thing. Here's how it actually works. The bank pays the airline real cash, up front, to buy miles in bulk. Then the bank gives those miles to you as a sign-up bonus or spending reward. You swipe your card at the grocery store, the bank pays real money to the airline for the miles it just handed you, and the airline books that as revenue immediately, long before you ever redeem a single mile for a flight. So the airline gets paid twice, sort of. Once from the bank, buying miles wholesale. And then, when you eventually redeem those miles, you're often flying on a seat that would have flown empty anyway, meaning the cost of your reward flight was close to zero. Airline loyalty programs have, in several disclosed breakdowns, generated more pre-tax profit for the airline than the entire business of flying planes. The flying is closer to a marketing expense to justify the loyalty program's existence than the other way around. This is why airlines protect their loyalty programs like crown jewels, and why every airline pushes their branded credit card so aggressively. The in-flight ads, the sign up and get 60,000 miles pitch from the flight attendant, the app notifications. It's also why award flight availability always feels scarce and inconvenient. The airline controls exactly how many seats get released for miles, because every mile you redeem is a mile they don't get to sell again. They want you collecting miles, spending on the card, generating that bank payment, way more than they want you actually redeeming them for the best flights. And this explains something that used to seem irrational. Why airlines will devalue their own points programs, quietly making flights cost more miles than before. It's not incompetence. If the loyalty program is worth more as a financial asset generating bank payments than as a flight redemption program, the airline has every incentive to make redeeming miles slightly worse over time, while making earning miles feel as good as ever. None of this makes credit card rewards a scam. If you pay your balance in full every month, you genuinely are getting free value out of a system funded by banks fighting for your spending habits. But it reframes what's actually happening. You're not really being rewarded by the airline for loyalty, you're a data point in a negotiation between your bank and an airline, and the reward is the bank's cost of winning your spending. Next time you see earn 3 times miles on everything, that's not a gift. That's an airline and a bank splitting a marketing budget, and you're just the delivery mechanism. So back to that opening question. What was making airlines billions while planes sat empty on the tarmac? It wasn't flying, it was you, swiping a credit card, thinking you were earning a free vacation, while actually generating one of the most profitable financial products in the entire airline industry. Subscribe. There's a lot more of these. See you in the next one.